You're raving, you're raving, you're raving with RWR. Fabulous songwriters from Belgium and beyond, the lowlands, the highlands, and far across the pond. On Instagram and Facebook too, you can follow, like, and share. Please hit subscribe and join the tribe from the comfort of your chair. You're raving, you're raving, you're raving with RWR. Good evening, everybody. You are Raving with RWR. How you all doing? Docky is my name. And welcome to Raving with RWR here on my YouTube channel, Songs from the RWR Room, dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. I hope you're all doing fine and well on this Wednesday evening, the 24th of March. We're going to talk to Fintan Lucy down in Cork in Ireland later on, in a few minutes actually, very soon. Thank you all for joining in. If you are new to the channel, or maybe you haven't done so already, would you please consider hitting that subscribe button down there for me, and maybe giving the old video a thumbs up later on. That helps the channel, helps YouTube know that we mean business. As always, tonight's stream brought to us courtesy of G-Sharp Guitars, Norwegian invented electric guitars, travel electric guitars, and thanks to them for sponsoring these streams. Much appreciated. So who do we have live? We've got a couple of live viewers. Great to see a couple of regulars. Katja van der Porten. How you doing, Katja? Thank you for tuning in. Hello there to you too. And good evening, of course, to the one and only Chris Link over in Germany as well. So far, so good. If you have questions or comments, guys, you can put them in there. And if they're interesting or nice, I'll put them up on screen and we'll display them there. Fintan Lucy is the guest tonight down in Cork, and all going to plan. Let's go and see if the man is there. But we finally got here. How are you doing?
Very good. It's great to finally meet you again. Like, I haven't seen you since the perfect dress rehearsal there 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we had the perfect dress rehearsal and then it all went wrong. But okay, no problem. You're here now and it's great to have you here, Fintan. Thank you for being part of the show. I'll have a bit of editing to do after this. But it's all right. As Grant was saying earlier there, he says nothing like live television to keep us on our toes. Lots of people tuned in anyway to see us, and it's great to see you all. So, Fintan, tell us, how's it going? You're in County Cork.
I'm in Cork City. I'm in Mayfield on the north side of Cork.
Yeah, and you're born and bred and butter Cork man, are you?
I am, yeah. I'm a bit of a mongrel if you go back a generation or two, but
okay. There's a bit of mongrel in all of us.
I was tied up in Cork, all right, yeah.
You tied up in Cork, yeah, and so I'm going to bring you back to the start a few years ago when you picked up your first guitar. Where did the guitar lessons come from? Was it a musical upbringing, Fintan, or how did it happen for you?
First guitar. I got a ukulele lesson from an aunt of mine. From my aunt Kate, who taught me 3 chords and explained how they were the tonic and the dominant and the subdominant and how they covered all the notes in the scale. And I kind of started there. And about 2 years later, I inherited a guitar, which had the action was about that. Press the strings down with that part. But I was enthusiastic. I had a book and I taught myself. And
what age were you there?
I was 14, I think.
About 14.
When I was about 17, I bought myself a playable guitar.
Wow, do you remember what it was? What kind of guitar?
Concerter.
Concerter.
Yeah, and it had a flat neck. It had a lovely action, and it had a flat neck. There was no curve on the fretboard. Wow. So no curve, completely flat. And it was a red sunburst thing, and it was £50. That was my savings that I'd had as a child. And my sister's boyfriend got it for me in Dublin, and I took his word for it. This was a bargain. This is
a good guitar, yeah. That's your memory anyway. To remember that, that's a lot of details about. But do you still have it, or is it long gone? Or
I do. I don't think it's strung at the moment, but it's still playable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's had a few adventures. I took it to Germany for 4 summers. I used to go there and get work, but before we got work, we'd be living in the campsite for a few weeks and living on busking. And I came into the campsite late one night where we had to climb over the fence, and brought the guitar over the fence as well. And I thought for some reason I could drop it down onto my fingers. So
the fence.
It's split right open. So one of my main memories of the guitar is adapting a harmonica holder as a clamp and gluing it together in the tent. And while it was absolutely pissing rain outside, I'm wondering how long it would take to set. But it worked. Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So when did the songwriting happen for you? Were you still a teenager when that, or was it later? Was it later in your life?
No, I only had fragments. Which are still fragments, and I guess I probably knew maybe 200 or 300 songs before I ever wrote a song.
Oh wow!
Apart from one that I co-wrote with a friend when I was 18. Yeah.
Yeah, but you always were kind of note-taking, were you, and having little bits here and there. Is that how would that be like your songwriting process? And would that still be your songwriting process, where you just kind of take notes? And
it's
Zoom tight.
The cold for the last 2 weeks. It's very slow, and I do get bits because I like a song for me. It's like feeling in an atmosphere or something. It's like some sort of a secret code. So you might be waiting for years for the rest of it to arrive or something else to fit.
Yeah.
So I guess my process usually is I'll have a kernel or something. It might be a bit of a melody with words to it. And then I might be waiting for years, and then all the rest of the words will come, and then you kind of sing it into proper shape. Then, like, you edit it a bit, kind of according to how it sounds,
Yeah, absolutely. But you're a mighty man for the sound and for you're a bit of a technophile as well as a songwriter, of course. Well, would I be right in saying that? Yeah,
I'm a dabbler. I'm halfway competent in lots of things. Yeah.
Same as myself. Yeah. When we met for the first time, of course, it was in the Roundy in a lovely venue in Cork with the lovely Linda Cullen, who's watching there tonight, by the way. Hello, Linda. She says, Linda. Hello, you two lovelies. I assume she means us. Thanks, Linda, for tuning in. Yeah, that was a lovely gig in the Roundy, and you were there graciously doing the sound for that gig. What was the scene like in Cork growing up for you? I mean, Ireland was, of course, a brilliant place to be as a songwriter, I think, in the 80s and 90s. Did you find that, or did you hung out with some of the great songwriters? And Cork had a huge scene, and it still does, doesn't it?
I did later on. Like, I was quite friendly with John Spillane and Ger Wolfe.
Yeah.
Well, I still am. I don't see them that much, but they were certainly around as regards songwriters. There weren't a whole lot of songwriters.
Yeah.
My early inspiration in the first gigs I went to were Freddie White.
Oh, lovely.
Who I would have seen like when I was still in school, and Sonny Condell. Like, as regards one man and a guitar, like that, they were the
creme de la creme, weren't they? Jesus, they were. Yeah, and still are. Two huge influences for me too. And of course, you probably got to work with a lot of these people. Did you, over the years? Did you do a lot of co-writing at that stage, or was that also something that came later?
Co-writing only started when I did some IMRO songwriting workshops. I think I went 4 or 5 years in a row, and I really enjoyed those until they stopped, or they stopped inviting me. I'm not sure. I think they stopped.
They stopped, I think. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they stopped. That's what they told me.
They were great.
Yeah. And yeah, I really like the idea of co-writing. I was just thinking about it earlier. It's an ideal thing to do in lockdown. It's actually to
also a good thing to do in lockdown. Yeah. Because we have.
Are you co-writing all the time yourself? I know you do.
Not all the time. I haven't co-written on a serious level now for a couple of years. I worked on an album with a Belgian man here called RWR, and been helping sort of budding songwriters, if you like, with some of their work now. Very much focused here on the RWR project these days, Fintan. But when the opportunity comes up to work with younger songwriters or newer songwriters, yeah, I will try my best to point them in the right direction, as best I can. For some people don't like the co-writing thing because you have to have the right co-writer, I think, to begin with. It's not so easy to be in a room with a complete stranger, and is it? I found anyway to sometimes to give 100% of yourself to someone else and expect them to do the same. Did you ever find that, or especially if you have your own way of doing things, sometimes it's not
I guess
easy.
if I went 5 years, I must have done 10 co-writes, and they were all interesting.
Yeah,
but I think kind of there's only 2 songs that come out of it that I've actually sort of, I guess, that I felt signed up to,
Yes, that you would maybe sing yourself.
It's a fantastic exercise because it can kind of get you over this idea about being too precious about yourself as well.
Yeah,
or or that what you're producing has to express your soul, and that this can't be diluted in any way. Or
diluted is a good word. Absolutely, I think that's what people are afraid of sometimes, isn't it? The dilution aspect. But look, anyway, it's great that we made that the stream is working out finally. But let's have a song. I'm gonna tell us a little bit about this great song. While we still have Linda Cullen here, I want to play this great song called "Peace Will Come." Peace will come again. I'm sorry. And Linda is singing backup on this great song. Tell us a bit about the inspiration behind it, if you would.
I do remember the first verse came to me when I was living in Bandon, outside Cork, outside Bandon, in a big house beside a river. And apples will ripen in the spring. I guess it's a kind of a vague yearning song. I never really was aware of specific meanings behind it. I kind of thought more about it after I wrote it. But that song actually came to me in a dream or in a haze. I was over in Chicago. I had 1 or 2 verses. I was over in Chicago, and I went out with a friend of mine who'd kind of persuaded me to come over on this 2-for-1 Aer Lingus deal.
Right.
This is back in the 90s sometime. And my dad was living there at the time, so I had an opportunity to visit him. But I went out with this friend and her boyfriend, and to a speakeasy. That's where we ended up anyway. At the end,
ended up anyway.
There was a lot of drinking. It was just this house. It was this house in the suburbs. It just looks like a house, and you walk in, and there's a bar and there's a pool table. And apparently, I almost got into a dangerous fight over the pool table, and I ended up crashing out in Yuman's house, the friend's boyfriend's house, and about 5 or 6 in the morning, I just had 5 verses, and I wrote them out in pencil and went back to sleep. So I don't know where they came from.
Somewhere between.
And the tune is very much. It's a bit like Scarborough Fair, and it's a bit like it's sort of an English folk song. You kind of a vibe to it. It's a bit like
there is
a song called Two Sisters. There were 2 sisters side by side.
Sing I dum, sing I day.
It's a bit like that as well. So but there are lots of songs like that.
Lots of songs like that, but it's great. And of course, featuring the lovely Linda Cullen here as well. So without further ado, let's have the first song tonight. Peace Will Come Again, folks, written by Fintan Lucy and performed here by the man himself and the lovely Linda Cullen. Enjoy. See you in a few minutes for some more chat.
Apples will ripen in the spring. Oh, Lord, the livelong day, when ostriches take to the wing, peace will come again someday. Some look for answers in a book. Oh, Lord, the livelong day, I prefer a worm without a hook. Peace will come again someday. Sunken faces in the rain. Oh, the long day. One now to run back in again. Peace will come again someday. Sunny castle on a cliff. Oh, the long day. Sunken men matter if peace will come again someday. They stole their story on my back. Oh, the blonde day I lay inside a crimson sack. Peace will come again someday. I found a whistle by a stream. Oh, the blonde day I played it till it boiled and steamed. Peace will come again someday. I played a pipe from 12 to 10. Oh, the blonde day I'm never going back again. Peace will come again someday. Apples will ripen in the spring. Oh, the blonde day when ostriches take to the wing. Peace will come again someday. Peace will come again someday.
Gorgeous song, and it looked like
with their hands there.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they used to call it applause. I think yeah. Nice comment from Linda there too as well. Yeah, thanks Linda, and thanks Chris and Katya there for those lovely comments. Absolutely, thank you all for the lovely comments. You do you play alternative tunings at all, or is it all standard that you do, Fintan?
Mostly standards. I don't think I use an alternative tuning for any of my own songs.
No, it sounded a little bit like Drop D or something there. That particular song, I thought maybe Dadgad or something. Just wondering. Yeah, curiosity. What kind of guitar do you play these days? What's your main weapon?
These days, I have a Breedlove.
Oh, gorgeous guitars. Yeah.
Here it is. It's auditorium size.
Auditorium size, yeah. They make gorgeous. I think the Czech Republic. Breedlove. I think they might be, but they're gorgeous anyway. Maybe that's something else I'm thinking of.
He's a guy. That's his name, Breedlove, and he worked.
Yeah,
I know he worked with Taylor.
Mm.
He worked with Taylor Guitars in America, and then he went out on his own, and he had.
Check it out. I know Stephen will.
Label, actually. Look at this.
Stephen or Chris will Google Breedlove guitars there for us and tell us. But I think I'm not sure. I know the name.
Crafted in Korea.
Crafted in Korea. Okay, a lot of things crafted in Korea. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Breedlove guitars, yeah, and gorgeous sound off it. In that video, anyway. In that video, just reading comments over here. See, yeah, Linda misses the live gigs. What have you been doing during the lockdown? I know you streamed last night. You've been doing lots of live streams. Is that something you were doing a lot of before this Corona thing happened, Fintan, or was it something you embraced over the last year?
It's something I embraced over the last year. I did it. I did maybe half a dozen or so in the first lockdown. And then when the second lockdown came in, I just said I'd do it every week because I started enjoying it more and more, and I kind of really look forward to it now.
Yeah, you seem to have it down as well. I mean, you're
making a contribution, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely is, yeah, because I saw some of your streams, of course, but you have lots of great. You can even put reverb on your voice when you're singing and stuff. complex stuff like that.
Anytime I like.
Snazzy. That's fair snazzy, is the saying, Cork. Do the sell and Cork? I don't know. We say it in Offaly anyway. Fair snazzy. We ever in County Offaly, Fintan?
I think I've driven through.
Yeah.
I know I've driven
and
through.
If so, why?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, of course I've driven through, yeah, on the way to Dublin. Yeah.
On the way somewhere else, possibly, yeah. Most people who go to the west go through Offaly, yeah. It's been a while since I was in Offaly. But, so this, did you find it a creative time, or did you kind of take a little step back away from the whole business end of things, the whole gigging thing? Well, we had to do that anyway, but how has it been for you in the head and the heart, this no gig situation?
I'd say difficult, especially the second lockdown.
Yeah.
Which kind of followed on a relationship breakdown as well. So I've been living on my own.
Oh no.
Which is the thing. But a lot of what I was doing was community music, and I was driving all around the county doing stuff with active retirement groups, people with learning disabilities, and just various community music projects. A lot of them.
That's wonderful stuff. Yeah.
It just, everything I was doing just stopped overnight March last year.
Yeah. It's just tough. It's just like a switch went off, and suddenly it was like, okay, that's it. Everything you know and love has to cease, and it's hard. Yeah, it's tough for everyone.
It was kind of good to have a break for a while, and then it wasn't, and now I'm doing some of that stuff online. I've got I've got a few hours. So
it's nice, but it's not the same as it as you said, being the whole idea of community spirit is nice to be in the middle of that community, isn't it? And
yeah, and it's kind of learning to kind of relax with it, because it's very hard to know what's going on with this group. You've got all these people. Some of them are in homes, some of them are at home, some of them are in day centers, and it's hard to gauge your reaction or how you're doing, or how people get.
Yeah, absolutely. Online,
I've heard that generally from everyone doing online teaching, but it's you can kind of get stressed just because you're not getting the direct feedback.
Yes, absolutely. It's the same as live streaming,
The main thing is to turn up and smile and
it is, and just
and do something.
You try to, as I said, put that out, from your side yourself, and just kind of go, it's going to be okay. Let's. Because that's part of what you do, isn't it? It's part of our job, isn't it? To put out a little bit of that goodness into the world, and hopefully it translates through the World Wide Web. That's all we can do. Thank you, Mr. Mojo, for checking out. Breedlove comes from Oregon in the USA. Google makes me so smart. Yeah, he's a very smart man on Google. Is that good Mojo fella? He is, absolutely. Chris, I wonder, did you ever expect that we'd miss the sweaty smell of the venue during a gig? Yeah, I know. We'd give anything. We'd give anything now, wouldn't we, for the smell of sweat and porter in a pub.
Well, I remember gigging before the smoking ban, and it was a revelation to find out how smelly pubs were.
Do you remember it? Suddenly the smoking ban came in. You went, oh my God, it's a whole different smell now. People can see your streams, Fintan, on this Facebook page. Is that right? The Fintan.Lucy. Every Tuesday night you go out live on around 8 o'clock Irish time. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. I'm fairly punctual as well. I have to say that
you are, for an Irishman.
This is the effect of lockdown. It's definitely damaged me psychologically, because I was never on time before.
Oh, really? So now the streams, and people are waiting for the stream at exactly 8 o'clock, and you have to be right. Here I go. Great. Absolutely. The next song I want to play is a song that is near and dear to a lot of our hearts. It's Katya has said it here in the comments. By the way, Who Feel the Most is one of my favorite songs, and I love it. Thanks for that. Thank you, Katya, for the nice comment. One of my favorite Fintan Lucy songs as well. I think Katya too heard it for the first time from Lynn McCullen's album, and she sang that song, and she recorded that song of yours on her album, and it's absolutely wonderful piece of work. Do you want to go into it a little bit for us?
Yeah, that was really about sending good wishes to somebody who was going through a hard time. Again, I had a bit of it, and then the rest of it arrived a year later. And this video is actually part of my lockdown. I did rebuild my whole computer and buy loads of stuff and think about streaming stuff like this, and probably waste a lot of money. I got a DSLR and everything like this that I don't use at all.
But you went for it anyway. You went, you went all in, did you?
So I made this video. This is the one, with two of me, isn't it?
That's that's your doppelganger. You did.
This was between lockdowns. A friend of mine came and filmed me. So thanks, Breda. And I just slapped it together.
You put it all together. It worked very well. It worked very well. And I suppose, this lockdown thing it's great for dipping the hand into different parts of this technology world as well. I found it great too for the learning how to stream. Working on recordings, working on video editing stuff. It's
shopping online for gadgets.
Shopping online for stuff. It's very, very good for that. Absolutely. Well, we give the song a play, and we'll see you in a few more minutes, folks. We'll see you in about 4 minutes. We'll be back with Fintan Lucy. Check out this great song, lovely words. And there's two of them in this video, which is lovely too.
Well, you pull over the covers 'cause you're tired of all those others. You blame yourself for everything you see. And your hands and fists are useless while you remain quite clueless how to brush away the weeks of weird debris. You lie awake, hearing the trickle of the rain. And though you ache, you will not wait it in vain. Who feel the most have the most to gain. And there's a quiet paralysis moving in your awakened carcass. You breathe in up against the darkened wall, but the stars insist on shining between the clouds you're riding, and you can't even say you're headed for a fall. You lie awake, hearing the prickle of the rain. And though you ache, you will not wait in vain. Who feel the most have the most to gain. And the milkman then will whistle as light invades the drizzle, and you try to curl yourself into a ball. All sound contained in silence, light and darkness piling, and you are the morning after all. You lie awake, hearing the trickle of the rain. And though you ache, you will not wait it in vain. Who feel the most have the most to gain. You lie awake, hearing the trickle of the rain. And though you ache, You will not wait in vain. Who feel the most have the most to gain.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And well done, Breda Murphy, there as well on the camera work. Fair play to you. Yeah, beautiful song, Fintan. Really, you're right. Great lyrics. That is for certain. Would you? You're obviously very inspired, are you, by other people's by lyrics in general? You know, I know you learned like you had a few hundred songs before you started writing yourself, but would lyrics are important to you? I'm guessing.
They are, and like you know, there have been songs that I wanted to learn, like in the past, and when I actually listened to the words, I said I can't learn that, because the funny thing is, when I listen to music, I don't listen to the words.
Really,
a lot of the time, you just hear the sort of catchphrases. I can listen to the voice without really taking in the words.
Really, you're drawn into different elements, are you? That's an interesting
thing. Then again,
thing,
songwriters like with great words really do appeal to me as well. And, you know.
Yeah. And what do you think catches you then about a song that you're hearing for the first time? You melodically, obviously, or rhythmically, where you say you only pick out certain things, do you? Maybe on first listen.
Oh, there are songs that I've listened to 100 times and I haven't a clue what the words are. I think it's just the symphony. It's all the instruments working together, including the voice. You know.
So it just sometimes eludes you, and you,
Well, I mean, there are some. It depends on the music, because I mean, if you're listening to anything like country, the words do come out at you because the background is so sort of usually standard and in the background.
Yeah, I hear you. I know what you're saying. It's strange. I often kind of wonder what certain things draw me in to song, mainly lyrics, I suppose. That to cover someone else's song, it has to hit me quite deeply before I'll make an effort to learn it. And I suppose you're the same. You know, I've heard you singing lots of great covers on your streams, and from Dylan to all kinds of people. And apart from Linda, I see Linda Cullen's mum was after coming in there as well. Sandra Cullen, hello. Thanks, Sandra, for joining us. Lovely to see you. Great to see you, Sandra. But I was saying there about lyrics. They're a very important thing. Do you normally, would you spend a lot of time sort of working on lyrics first before you kind of touch it with music? Is that how you go about it, or do you like to sit down with a guitar, Fintan, and try and marry them both together at the same time?
It can be either way. Can be either way. I guess probably the most likely thing is I'm fooling around with the guitar and getting some interesting chords and stuff like this, and some words will come with it.
Yeah.
But then after that, at some stage, I'll probably sit down with that in my head and write words for it. But I have written songs that have just been the words first.
So it really varies from song to song. Yeah, you like to be kind of in the moment for a lot of it. Yeah, and sometimes I suppose you'd start something, and then would you leave it? Would you step away from it? Are you good at stepping away from stuff you have started, or does it eat away at you until you get it finished? Or
I think I'm very good at stepping away. Stepping back, I'm not so good at really.
Stepping away is good. It's easy, yeah.
But maybe I couldn't write any more songs than I do.
Yeah.
But
and you've had, apart from Linda Cullen sort of recording and singing your songs, has it happened a lot in your career over the years that people have taken your songs and done them live or recorded them, or both?
There's one or two other songs that people do perform live, definitely. Yeah.
Grand. Is that on a local level, Fintan, or is it like
on a local level?
Yeah.
And one of them made it onto a record.
Great.
And
that's really great.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Yeah. Who it was, or
not yet. Yeah. It's all in the future. It's all ahead of me.
It's all on the way. Yeah. Absolutely. Did you ever get approached by labels? Did you go into the record? Yeah, or get involved in record labels or anything like that in the 80s or 90s back in Ireland when there still was such a thing? Did you ever venture down that road, or were you always sort of independent, or did you?
I never did. No. I was never that organized. I was quite busy being a parent from in the 80s and 90s. So.
Okay, so was music as big a part of your life then as it is now, or?
It was. I was doing a bit of TEFL teaching as well.
Okay.
I'm also a TEFL teacher as well.
Lovely.
As Linda, or I used
like
to
Linda.
For a long time.
Several strings to the bow. Wow. Okay. So that took up a lot of time, did it?
It did. So I've never really been, I kind of became more and more a full-time musician as I became a community musician as well. So.
Yeah.
And it's a nice mixture. It's good.
Oh yeah. But you never had to. Yeah.
I haven't been very good at looking into things and promoting myself, and because I would like to be traveling more and doing more gigs and arts festivals. I fancy arts festivals and literary festivals and things like that.
Yeah, okay.
Would be nice, but I'm not very good at getting around to systematically.
It's not for everybody. No, that's the downside of the business. Absolutely, the organization part of it. Of course, it's not so easy, and you really have to kind of go for it, 100%. To make any kind of waves in the business, I suppose. But I was just curious about the record label thing. If it was something, or maybe it didn't even interest you at that stage. I mean, for a lot of people, they like to write songs, but not be part of the horrible business end of things, which is fine as well. Yeah. I know a lot of successful songwriters who never sort of had been signed or worried about publishing deals or anything like that, but created their own success out of what they were doing, either locally or internationally, which is great. And I think that's kind of exactly what you've been doing. People know you as being a songwriter, and they know your songs. A great testament to a songwriter is people who know your songs before they know the musician. And I think that's certainly the case with songs you've written. We know your work. The Gerard Wolfs and the other great songwriters, the Hank Widdells of Cork, and many songwriters around Ireland. Even Kieran Halpin, may he rest in peace. I knew his songs before I knew who Kieran was at all. Yeah. It's also a testament, isn't it, to a really good songwriter. Sometimes they don't have to be in the spotlight, as I'm trying to say, all the time. They can be doing great work in the wings.
I think I should mention that I have made an album.
Yes, you should.
You new listeners tonight.
Speaking of promotion, please do.
There is an album.
Good. Let's talk about the album. What's the album called?
The album kind of happened because somebody decided I was going to make an album.
For you.
and sent their sound engineer boyfriend round to my house to record me over 3 days.
Locked you in the house, said, "You're making an album, Fintan Lucy."
I released it 2 years later, 2002, way back there. And that's
lovely.
That is where Linda heard Who Feel the Most, because it's on.
So tell us the name of the album, and they can get it on Spotify.
The Is and Was and Maybes.
The Is and the Was and the Maybes. Awesome. And people can find all the links on fintanlucy.com, I'm assuming. Yep. Great.
Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, that's certainly worth checking out, folks. If you can do that, go to fintanlucy.com. Another quick hello there to our dear friend John Philip Woods in Oslo, Norway. Thank you, John, for tuning in. Always great to have you here. Chris is giving Kieran Halpin a green heart there. Thank you, Chris. Absolutely. We miss Kieran. We sure do. I want to play a song of everything next, sir. What is the background behind this lovely, lovely song?
Oh, that took me so long to write.
I feel a bit of sarcasm coming up.
I had an idea years and years ago that I'd sort of assemble all the romances and the longings that I had and try to distill them in myself and try to find out about myself. And the idea of a song of everything. But once I had one verse, I thought it was about other things entirely, and then the second verse is actually about an Eastern bodhisattva of compassion is in it, Kuan Yin. And I suddenly, I think I had a revelation halfway through writing the song that it wasn't about what I thought it was at all.
Right. And it just took this kind of U-turn. Yeah, but I suppose songs can do that, right?
Yeah, it didn't exactly take a U-turn. It was just, it finished itself when I realized what it was really about.
Haha, I'm with you. And
let it speak for itself.
We'll let it speak for itself, sure. It's. I want to thank Phoenix Pictures for this video as well. It's a lovely, it's a well shot live video here. Right, let's give it a spin. Fintan Lucy, folks, and it's called A Song of Everything. And we'll see you in a few minutes with some more great chat with Fintan Lucy. Enjoy this song.
One stone wore away beneath by root of oak and meadow sweet, and the soul returned to sky. When I walked alone as twilight's child, all on my father's side, I'd see the gates slide to all the other lights, to all we hold inside, though the grimy hand of time had shadowed all our eyes. Somehow the night you bathe in turns milky white. Somehow the roof I thought had caved in still watertight. Is it the moon pulling my eyes helpless as the tides from everything but you? And when moon shrank to shining pearl, she'll reach out, she hears the cries of the world, the cries of the world. While I complained, how come, when I've crossed the field of spears, been 3 times through the fire, and I tied here again, like the spirited lamb that can hear the cherubim. Somehow the night you bathe in turns milky white. Somehow the roof I thought had caved in still watertight. Is it the moon pulling my eyes helpless as the tides from everything but you? Let me out, let me in, let me out, let me in. A small boy, hand in pocket, waiting for his phone. ring out, ring, with a song of everything, with a song of everything, a song of everything. Somehow the night you bathe in turns milky white. Somehow the roof I thought had caved in still watertight. Is it the moon pulling my eyes helpless as the tides from everything but you?
Gorgeous again, sir. Congratulations on those great songs. Come here. I know we didn't really plan this, but you have a great reverb machine there, and I'm thinking, can I let it slide without just singing an a cappella song with your reverb machine? And I don't know. I'm putting you on the spot now, but is that something that you do?
I could do that.
If I threw you on the spot there, just for the crack.
It
doesn't have to be a long thing.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do a little bit of a song called Nighttime in the middle of the day.
Good man yourself. Fair play to you.
About that much. How's that? Let go.
Try
let
it.
go.
Testing. 1, 2.
Here we go. With my knuckles tight, we drove day and night, with your bare legs and you laughing at the wheel. On the rock-strewn beach, we climbed each to each, and the colors turned to white and the mountain real. You've been down before, and you know the story. Knots get tighter every time you pull away. On the rocks and stones, spitting cherry bones, making nighttime of the middle of the day. And the chariot sails across the sky, we all dancing in our own sweet merry way. On the rocks and stones, spitting cherry bones, making nighttime of the middle of the day.
Woo!
Just a little snippet.
A lovely snippet too, and just the right amount of reverb. I'm going to have to get one of those machines to just freak people out here, so I can go hello, hello. It's a great, great sound you have there, Fintan. Thank you for that. I know I put you on the spot there, but it's lovely to hear you live from time to time when we have the moments.
Oh, it's nothing like it. Yeah.
Nothing like it. Yeah, you have a great passion and heart for singing, and that's very evident when you do perform, and lovely to see it, that it's still there within you.
Well, thank you. I'd say the same about you, Dahi.
Thank you too. No, it's just there's nothing like it as we know, as singers and songwriters, to be able to perform and sing with heart and soul to people who want to listen to what we're doing, and there's nothing like it really. Nothing like it at all. Did you experience gigs, concerts in outside of Ireland, or is that something that has been part of what you do? Has it been very much around Ireland, Fintan? Or
I've been over to. I did a little tour with Linda in the Czech Republic.
Oh, you did. That's right.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Which was really good. I've been to Switzerland and played gigs there.
Gorgeous.
I played gigs in Wales and folk clubs, and can't remember. I've made a couple of trips to New York, and I played a few gigs there as well. So, and what you find out is that the singer-songwriter scene and the gigging scene, it's kind of the same everywhere. In a way, do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, certainly, yeah. Well, anywhere that people gather to hear, gather in the name of and the love of music, and want to be there to hear what we're doing, then it definitely is. Although certain audiences I found vary from country to country too, and I suppose it also depends very much on the venue, and where we're performing, But it's wonderful. I found that Yeah, and of course, being Irish as well, we're well loved around the world, which doesn't hurt us at all. It's great that we have that stamp on us. You know, I found that great. Any plans to make anything new as regards release a new single, EP, album, like anything like that, or is that something that's
constantly planning to release a new album in the next year? Like, and it's been going on for so long, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you have material.
I feel like I'm going to start recording at home. I've got more and more equipment here.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that because you're quite up to speed with as a sound engineer, but also as you must dabble in a lot of home recording as well, do you?
Yeah, well, the more you learn about it, the more you find out you don't know. But you know, I guess if you trust your ears, you go a long way. Yeah, and my first album is very, very simple. It's just me and the guitar, so it could well be like that. Or I might get some people to add in a few instruments as well. Yeah,
so maybe just do another one like that, or as you said, maybe decorate it a bit. You certainly would have no problem with the musicians that you know, and you'd get plenty of help in Cork alone. I'd say.
Yeah,
you certainly would. You certainly would. Yeah,
learning to ask. Yeah,
learning to ask. Yeah, that can sometimes be the difficult part of it. Is asking people to jump in, but I think a lot of people would very gladly support you and your great songs. Absolutely, Fintan. So look, we finish off with tumbling to you. Was this was a duet, was it?
It's not exactly. My daughter's doing the backing vocals.
Yeah,
I took 3 takes and I used them all in the end. Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
My daughter Sarah. She's living in London.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. I missed a comment from Linda earlier. She says, "What's better than 2 Fintan Lucy? What's better than 1 Fintan Lucy? 2 Fintan Lucies." Girl, Linda.
And even better, 2 different Lucies. Yeah.
And even better now. We've got 2 different. We got 2 Lucies as opposed to 1. We sure do.
All modesty aside.
All modesty aside, I will call up this song here before we say good luck, and put her up there on screen. Tumbling to You, it's called. Yeah. Great. Well, Tuesday night we'll catch you on your live stream, Fintan, on your Facebook page. I'm looking forward to that. Your streams are getting better and better every time I hear them. Reverb machines and everything going on. Facebook.com, folks. If you're watching on Facebook, Fintan Lucy, please check that out. Give the Facebook page a like. Tuesday night, 8:00 Irish time, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be 9 over here in the European side. Not that Ireland isn't Europe, but you know what I mean. FintanLucy.com. They'll get all your songs, links to Spotify, all that good stuff there on the website. Brilliant. And I hope that we'll hear another album from you, Fintan, this year or next, whenever it happens.
Me too.
And if I can do anything for you, or I know any musicians listening can do anything for you, we certainly will. Don't be afraid to ask, and we shall do our best for you. And we'll tune in the meantime to hear you on Tuesday night on your live stream on your Facebook page, because they're really good. You've got great songs. You've loads of great cover songs, as well as your own self-penned numbers. So thank you very, very much for spending this hour with us, Fintan.
Hey, thank you. It's been a total pleasure. It's great.
You're an absolute gentleman and a wonderful songwriter, and a pleasure to have you here. We'll see each other hopefully when the dust settles down the road.
Yes.
And maybe yourself and myself and Cullen will meet in the roundy again, or we'll head over to Germany and we'll annoy her over there. We certainly will meet again. Thanks for being here. That's the plan. Mm-hmm. If you hang on backstage there, Fintan, we'll have a little chin wag in private afterwards. But thanks for being here. Much appreciated. The best of luck with all that's to come for you.
And to you.
Slán. That was Fintan Lucy, folks. FintanLucy.com. Check him out there on the page. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in, for watching. Lots of great comments. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Linda wants us to come and annoy her in Germany. Okay, you got it, Linda. We're on the way as soon as we can. I'm back here again on Saturday evening, technology allowing, with the great Sarah McQuaid from England, great songwriter and guitar player. So hopefully you'll join us here on the next Raving with Rua on Saturday. Thank you all very, very much once again. Thank you very much to Fintan Lucy for his great songs, and please check them out. Please check out his website, his Spotify lists. Check him out on Tuesday nights on his Facebook page. Well worth a look on Tuesday evenings. Toge gabuge, as we say, osquelge, take care of yourselves. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you next time on the next Raving with Rua. Enjoy this lovely final song called Tumbling to You, Fintan Lucy, and his lovely daughter on backing vocals here. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. See you Saturday.
When I wake up, daylight shake my hand again. When I wake up in the morning, one day without the pain of diving over ditches when the place is new. Never mind the minor glitches, rolling around the ground in stitches and tumbling to you. I am warm and getting warmer, daylight shake my hand again, melting with the autumn morning, one day without pain. Diving over ditches when the place is new. Never mind the minor glitches, rolling around the ground in stitches and tumbling to you. I am old and getting older, daylight shake my hand again, keep an arm around my shoulder, one day without pain. When I have stores of hidden anger, daylight will look down on my pain, still alive with fire and hunger, carry on then just the same old. Diving over ditches when the place is new. I was surprised by all the riches, rolling round the ground in stitches and tumbling to you. Diving over ditches when the place is new. Never mind the minor glitches, rolling around the ground in stitches and tumbling to you.